If you're on my channel, there's a good chance that you definitely want to go into the fifth dimension or even understand what it is. I'm going to give you the signs of ascension into the fifth dimension. But more than that, we're going to talk about what does that look like. It's not even just signs. It's, are you experiencing certain things that are holding you back from moving up to that super high frequency and the new earth? Get ready for this. I think you're going to love it. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. Woo! My shift into the new earth class sold out like that. I only have 100 people in there at a time, but I'm posting it again, and you can go in and sign up for the replay, unlimited for 1 year. It's just as powerful because we're going to talk about, in this video, everything that has to do with the new earth. What does it take? We're ready to shift, but we still are dense human beings. Now, I'm going to give you signs that you're there and also point out some things that you may still be doing, you don't even realize it, that are holding you back, that must be released. See, we're conditioned, and we are collective consciousness of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of energy. That comes with us as a collective. And then you have your own individual energy field that you brought forward, that you're working through things. That's what karma is. And basically, karma is just learning. But you must work through that. We must learn. We must master this. And you're a master student. Are you ready to hear the signs and what you'll need to go into that fifth? Some of you may know this. Others may know it and may not be doing it. We're going to put it out there and take a real good look at it. Are you ready? Number one, are you still judging things? When you're judging, your ego believes that people and things should be a certain way. And that's a limitation. A high frequency, my miracle series, when you guys go in and I have a 3-hour class, Shift into Miracles, what is that? It's just a high frequency. That's all. When you go to high frequency, all of the judgment, all of the limitations drop off, and then guess what? You can heal yourself. That's all it is. So I'm teaching people to go into a high frequency. Now, I have a lot of classes about how to manifest. You can be a major manifester. That means manifesting the things you do want instead of things you don't want. But what if you manifest things, they're not on a high level. The consequences may not be so pleasant. We want to manifest at a high level. You can have both. You can manifest the things you desire and be on a high frequency. That's the fifth dimension. What happens there? There's no separation. There's no separation. So judgment is separation. Judgment is limitations. We have to look at everybody and say, am I seeing things and I'm unpleasant? Am I feeling uncomfortable? If you are, it's because you believe things should be a certain way. That's the ego. Signs of ascension, you no longer require the world, other people, and situations to be a certain way. That's a tough one, right? Because we get uncomfortable. We want things. So you cannot say, I'm awakened, and then separate yourself as an awakened person and that they are something else and they should do this and they should be awakened and they should stop being violent. Awakened person doesn't even think that way. One sign, you never look at another person as a problem. You never see the world as a problem. You have no more rules. You ready for that? You never see another person as a problem. That means you're not judging them. They are not a problem. Total acceptance. Because we're all here to learn things. And if you want them to be different, you're discounting the fact that they came here to learn certain lessons. And that pain and that bad behavior and all that stuff is them doing that. Get over it. I don't know about you, but I'm not walking on water yet. Until that day happens, I know that everyone has their own path. And I won't know that. I don't have those answers. Neither do you. Because it's a personal energy field. So, total acceptance. Being okay. Seeing the world as not a problem. Just an experience, even if it's a painful one. You no longer struggle. All right? So when you no longer struggle, that means you see it, you can experience the pain, but struggle is when you say it shouldn't be this way. When you end struggle, you see it, you experience the human pain, sadness, all kinds of stuff, right? That doesn't go away because you're in a body. So it naturally pulls your frequency down. When you experience something, you experience being human, you don't battle it. Major sign. You don't battle it. Another person is not a problem. Therefore, I won't judge them. I have no rules anymore about how other people, situations, or the planet, how it should be. I have no rules about that. Total acceptance. Why? Because it all has purpose. The one didn't make a mistake. And you are part of the one, which means if you're out there doing stuff, it's not a mistake. It's an experience. You're a student learning. This is a tough one. You gotta let all this stuff go. Gotta let it all go. Because any one person who says things should be a certain way is not accepting that we are one experiencing exactly what we're supposed to do. Can you accept that your experience is yours and it doesn't require other people to believe or think or act like you do? Total acceptance. All right? The world is no longer a problem. Major, major shift into fifth. The world is not a problem. It's an experience. Again, not saying it's not painful or unjust. Listen, the stuff that's going on out there has been going on for centuries, right? We see each other as colors or religions or rich or poor. We see each other as labels. Remember the 3 L's? Labels, limitations, loss, takes you down into a lower frequency. You're labeling things. Why? This is this, limitations. And everybody else that's going through that, the injustice and all those things, are part of the world that's still separating us and limiting us and making rules. That's not the 5th dimension. Do you see where struggle comes in? I believe this, and it should be this way. So if you think you're awakened and you're doing the same thing, but you want good things, you're still separating yourself. It's tough. It's tough because I know a lot of people are probably going to pull back on this one and say, what? But I just want good things for other people. They'll find it. Be the catalyst for that. But don't impose your limitations and your judgment on what they should and shouldn't be and do. If they don't believe what you do, that's their journey. Total acceptance. This is a letting go of all limitations. All limitations. All labels. There's no such thing as loss. I lost this, I lost that. I was like, no, you didn't lose anything. You've got everything you need right here. And it's not this body. So some of you will say, okay, well, the unjust people are the enemy, attacking the people who are unjustly, preyed upon. So if we turn around and we do the same thing back to them that they're doing, where does that take us? We are going to go up here and create something that blows everything out of the water. That's more powerful than any opposition, any violence, anything. It's unlimited. But we're not tapping into that most of the time. I think you guys are now. I'm hearing it. I have to tell you, the last video that I did, another prediction of the end, is the prediction of the end. We're creating that right now, right? We're predicting our end. the end result, go into that fifth. We can predict it right now. Because it's an open book. There's no such thing as a final prediction. We create it at every moment, and you guys are doing it. And I'm seeing, I just went to the grocery store. It was amazing. It was amazing. Every age and color and, whatever I felt really good. There was a really positive vibe. People were being super nice to each other. And everybody seemed a little happier. What is that? We're breaking through the fear and saying, wow, this doesn't control me anymore. This isn't a problem. We're seeing past all of this, right? We're seeing past all of it. And this video, there could be something major coming up again, and this will be still valid. Why? Because no matter what the situation is, whether it's a natural disaster or health issues or hatred, separation, it's the same thing, and that is when we handle these things as a loving community, it's not what's going on out there, it's how we personally react to it, not against it. And how do we participate? Are we going into a reality where it's not a problem? We see this and we can create our own space of awakening and love and recognize that we don't have to approve it. That's not what I'm telling you. And so we're no longer going to tolerate bad behavior because we're not going to feed it anymore by doing the exact same thing that we don't love. And that is, I'm going to judge. It shouldn't be this way. This is how it should be. Limitation, separation, lower frequency. You don't see people as different. You respect them. You accept that they are on a journey. And you become the catalyst for love, compassion, acceptance. And you're there to serve the other because there really isn't another. There isn't a problem. We're here experiencing everything. We're master students. It's like wanting the kid who keeps flunking to be in calculus. They have to learn how to get to calculus, and they may never do that. It doesn't make them wrong or stupid. But we may think that. They should know. We don't want them to keep flunking. We want them to be up here. Why? Why? Let them flunk. Let them flunk 100 times. And there will be an epiphany, or not. Total love is acceptance of their journey. And when I say acceptance of their journey, not saying it's okay. So we're seeing abuses of not only race, but sex, animals, our planet, the healthcare industry, all the scum's coming out of the top. We've got to skim it off, gently skim it off, because now it's in our face. I'm going to make a different choice, and I'm going to support the people that do the right things, and we're going to create something amazing over here. And that's how we make change. All right? There's so much you can do, and I know a lot of you are doing it. What are the signs? Am I still judging? Am I still disturbed in a way that somebody's wrong, or the world shouldn't be this way? Or can I start seeing it as in awakened eyes? Fifth dimension says, this is going on. We're creating a world that is peaceful, and we're going to unite with like frequencies who hold that power of super amazing change on the highest frequency. All right? We will judge nothing. We will not limit ourselves or others. We will respect that some people are going to do some stuff that is very disturbing and wrong. Low frequency. Welcome to planet Earth. This is very difficult because the first thing humans want to do is, no, I won't accept it. This is wrong. And the violence and the turmoil continues. So those on high frequency will experience those feelings. They no longer react, and they focus on the higher frequency, and they say, how can I serve? What can I do? That's it. And that creates a completely different planet, a different reality, of which those still in school. So we as awakened beings will not go into that space. We're not going to scream out and have a hissy fit to get what we want, because we no longer require that things be a certain way for us to be happy. So that's the other thing. Are you requiring certain situations, behavior, whatever it is, in order for you to be happy? Because the only reason we want those things to change is because we're not happy with how it is. That's not awakened being. That's the ego talking. Well, I want good things. Yep, so we go back into justifying it. The ego has to justify. Awakened people don't have to justify anything. They don't have to argue. They don't have to do anything. You can speak your mind. You can have an opinion. But do you have to be right? Somebody gives me their opinion. I'm saying, good, that's your reality. I don't have to believe it. I shared my opinion. You came to my channel. If you don't like it, click. A lot of conspiracy theories out there that love to talk about the problem and the injustice, and it shouldn't be this way in the government. It's not my channel. We're not going in that space. That's a negative space. If you want that, this is not the place to be. I want to show you a way, and I hope I'm doing that, that is going to give you that epiphany where you realize, wait a minute, I am in a peaceful place, but I'm still requiring other people to act a certain way for me to feel good, or for me to think things are okay. The one doesn't make a mistake. The one is that, experiencing the depths of everything it can be. That's it. It's understanding what it is. Now we're on the planet with a big purpose, and that is we're going to transition out of that. But you don't do it by judging and going into lower frequency of human behavior and egotistical requirements. You do it by raising your frequency and being that high-level observer. So somebody posted this, and I said this on my Miracle Circle session today. We had a real good one, and I said, you know, there are gurus, enlightened beings that can go out in the woods and have tigers walk up to them and never be harmed by animals. There is a frequency, a vibrant frequency that goes out of total peace that animal picks up on. And you're doing that. When you go into that space, you're doing that with everything. So when you're manifesting on that level, that super high frequency, beautiful things come to you. Some of my students, we were sharing stories, and people are saying that animals are coming right up to them. And then they're having numbers and butterflies and all these things that are blatantly connecting to them in a peaceful way. I had 2 doves show up and sit a couple feet from me and just stare at me. I've never seen a dove here. The entire time I've lived in Atlanta, I've never seen a dove. 2 of them sat and just stared at me, and then came around to the front, purposely looking in here and staring at me. What is that? We're going into a frequency where nature that has no agenda is in peace, coexisting. And you're going to notice that is a sign. When you connect with nature and beautiful things happen. I speak to my plants. They're alive. Everything's intelligent. When you recognize this, it will respond to you in ways that you couldn't possibly imagine. You'll manifest things that'll blow your mind. I've had my students, after a class, write me and say, you won't believe what happened. So-and-so called me and sent me money, or a ticket to come visit them, and it's just, the list is a mile long. I literally have pages and pages and pages of people saying how they shifted. When you let that go, when you let it go, there is nothing. There's nothing but love. Because you're returning now to that which we all are. And that is what we truly come from, what we are. We've never lost it. The rest is us experiencing all the contrast. That's it. It's all the contrast down here. not to be judged. It's like, this is what it's like to feel like you've lost somebody. When on the other side, when we're not in these bodies, there's no loss. Everybody is. Everybody's there. Every energy, every form. Right? There's no anger. You'll never see that. If you're on a high frequency, you will never run into that over there. Here, we've got everything thrown in together. A hodgepodge of everything. Can it coexist? Here's the question. Can it coexist? So put the anger back with anything that's going on out there, with any institution, any government, any whatever. You can spend the rest of your life wasting your energy on that and accomplishing nothing. Do you have these signs? You no longer require the world to be a certain way, a person to be a certain way. You're not struggling anymore. You're not judging anymore. You have acceptance. You're going into a space where when you're tested, when one more thing happens out there and it keeps showing up, right? Here's the next thing, and here's the next, going to hit everything. Finances, health, relationships, separation, all this hatred, all of it, it's also hitting community, peace, love. It's hitting all these spaces. We're looking at all of it. We're going to hit it all. So when you hit one that's not pleasant, it's on a lower frequency. How are you feeling? If you're going down and you're feeling fear and threatened, that's a sign that you still need to work on that. And ask yourself why. If I'm a total light being, it's just experiencing this, and it's all temporary, we all go back to the light. It's not like we continue on this thing. We go into super light and love that's beyond our comprehension. So while I'm experiencing this, how am I going to behave in this role? I hope this makes sense. Since my class, Shift into the New Earth, sold out, I am now posting the replay. So if you go into landriaonkka.com, you can get the replay for 1 year unlimited. And we talk about everything that's going on out there, using our manifesting skills, high frequency, staying strong, because this is when it shifts. Now it's really shifting. By the way, manifesting is accelerating. You have one thought, better make sure it's a good one for you, because it's going to show up. So release it, no matter what it is. Go into that higher frequency. We are one. We are one. We are just contrast. We are experiences. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I know I'm going to get some comments. I always do. People that they are not listening to this. They're going, yeah, but what about, hey, listen, it's going on 24/7 on this planet in every possible area. It's not like that stopped. Things are going on while the United States is experiencing this cray-cray stuff. It's been going on for centuries. And the abuses of all kinds of things have been going on. It didn't stop while those incidents, tragic incidents, happened. Everything is still taking place. And it won't change until we do. We are the light keepers, the light bearers. You have a job to do. This is going to be a tough one, because letting go of that human energy field is not an easy task. So you can go down and take one of my courses. Go to landriaonkka.com, my spiritual site. Check out everything I've got there. You can also go to landriaonkka.net and check out how you can learn technical skills online, so that maybe you can create your own website or YouTube channel or e-commerce store that promotes positive, holistic things, or courses or coaching or anything. We have to take the initiative and stop labeling, that's wrong and you're doing this, and get over it. Right? We have to get over it. Get over ourselves, judging this is how things should be. I see how this is. I'm creating this. I see how this is. I'm shifting into this. And this affects that. And this creates that. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Are you ready? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, so work on it because you're going to get more tests. I told you, strap on the seatbelt, tighten it up, baby. We're on our way. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I can't say that enough. I say it every morning. I hope you do. Send light and love out to this planet. It's just me, right? It's just me. Yes, you count. You are that important. You are loved unconditionally, my friend. You're beautiful. You're a light being. That's it. Not what you see in the mirror, not what that other person is. We are all perfect experiences and expansions of the One. Celebrate it. Namaste.